Now, Wallace and Gromit, Veggie's Most Fowl, a new animated movie from Nick and Artman. This one sort of was good, but not amazing. It's sort of hard to be amazing, especially what you did the last time they did a Wallace and Gromit movie called Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Rare Rabbit. That film was 10 out of 10. That you can't not beat that film. And they attempted to do a sequel. Even that, the creators of Wallace and Gromit was sort of hesitant to make another film because Wallace and Gromit was sort of a special IP. It's one of those few IPs made Artman. It really blew up because of that specific kind of shorts, more specifically, Wallace and Gromit. And they're very hesitant. In fact, some reports that they do interviews, they have a pitch a couple ideas, but none of them really stick the landing. None of it feels like a Wallace and Gromit type of film, except for one idea they maybe want to do, and that idea is sort of the about a gnome is actually a robot that Wallace created. It's sort of idea was sort of kicking around the office, but nobody really sure should we actually do it. When you watch the film, you can see why they're very hesitant because it's sort of hard to make it actually work. Because if you do this specific idea, you have to be a lot of plot convenience or something doesn't feel like a plot. It feels natural because when you write a story, especially in cartoon story, that you have to make sure does not feel convenient because that's basically the kryptonite every writer for cartoons. One of the big examples has been Hotel third season finale. That one is filled with plot convenience to make sure you do not hate the two main leads of that season, and that's sort of the downfall of every single writer. And this one, there's no exception. It was sort of kind of heavy handed, a little bit of plot convenience, but does not ruin the funness in the film if you're a fan of Wallace and Gromit, because at the very end, I still enjoyed. Of course, I kind of wish it wasn't that heavy, but because the idea of what it was actually kind of fun and interesting. Of course, before I continue breaking down your more, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. Just one. If not, that's fine. If you do, thank you, because of you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting close every single day because of people like you. People who like, comment, and share. Thank you. Now let's get started with the review of Wallace and Gromit, the Vengeance Most Fowl. Now let's get started. Now, I said at the very beginning, this film is not a terrible film. You're not gonna waste your time, and you feel will be a good film, even with the little plot convenience here and there for obvious reasons. But other than that, I think the most interesting thing is they actually want to make a sequel of Wallace and Gromit, specifically one of the shirts of one of the characters who basically got captured by Wallace and Gromit by accident, who was Feathers. That basically is sort of a villain who used their house to basically steal a diamond and got caught. But don't worry, you do not need to see the short to get the movie, because the movie will sort of tell you what happened at the very end. I mean, in the beginning of the movie, they tell you what happened in that end of the short to catch you up. Who is basically Feathers? What's his deal? The reason why he wants vengeance? How he takes his vengeance? And this is the sort of part was sort of plot convenient, that he sort of kind of waited for so many years to figure out to take his vengeance, but he sort of kind of not accidentally, sort of hacked the laptop of Wallace, deprogramming one of his machines to do his evil bidding to take his vengeance and then help him steal and escape of his own prison. That is basically the whole plot story of Wallace and Gromit, because Wallace once again creating a machine that is not necessary to help him basically on the garden. But this is the kicker, makes this film a little different with other films. Wallace's invention actually works. Using the running gag, Wallace is sort of an inventor who creates things and it's not really necessary. Usually it's sort of there because he wanted to invent it, even that sort of more like a lazy way. If you are an inventor or any of it can tell you, the mother of invention is actually necessity. And Wallace never used the necessity to create something. He only creates something is because he feels too lazy to do himself. But he never really says it. He sort of incompetent, not realize that is one of his biggest weakness. And actually Gromit just look at him every single time, always judging him, saying, "Really, bro? You need a machine to make your toast, put butter, and give it to you. You can do that best yourself. You have two good hands," without saying any word. And that is basically the dynamic and the formula of Wallace and Gromit. But yet it really works because the very end is never mean spirited, never sassy, looking down to each other characters. Because the very end, you kind of get the relationship of Wallace and Gromit, and the reason why Feathers won his vengeance of Wallace, because once again he kind of trapped him to be in prison, and it's time to really shine. The only thing I was sort of surprised they used sort of AI of the main plot. Once again, it's one of those things was sort of planned so many years, not sure to make it to not make it. I guess they were sort of pushed because the AI conversation really went forward the last couple of years. The point, like, yeah, this is a time, even was sort of kind of convenient, it can actually work because in the movie, Wallace created this sort of gnome, and this gnome is completely creepy. I mean, you could see me in breaking down in my cartoon breaking news that I explained the news article, the video, the trailer, that it just the gnome is creepy to the very beginning, the very end. But it's one of those things. It's sort of plot convenient ideas, like they use this gnome to basically clean the Bessie lawn, to fix it, to be perfect. Was so successful they wanted to make more. In a way, in the movie, Plot Feathers sort of kind of defected the machine to make it evil. Once again, by basically by accident, not by accident, by convenience. Because Wallace was starting the machine because he kept charging it in his room, and he decided to charge it on his own PC or laptop downstairs so he could have some peace and quiet. Conveniently, Feathers the same time was hacking the laptop where he from, but not knowing the machine will be plugged in. And that's what I mean. It's very plot convenient moments. Not a lot. You could say about maybe 3 times in the beginning of the film and 1 time in the end of the film, just to give it sort of a happy ending. And that's the thing, it can make you or break you lucky in this film. For me, I didn't hate it. I really did enjoy it. But I sort of obvious it was still plot convenient. And also, the film pacing wasn't the best because you do have other characters coming in, coming out, like the constable, the police chief, or the normal cop. Talk to Wallace, trying to understand where his plot feathers, establishing the relations of the officers and the connection to the feathers and connection to Wallace and Gromit to see what's actually going on. They did a lot of back and forth, understanding each specific character to give you the idea where they are in the moment. But other than that, I think this film was okay. It's basically 7 out of 10. It's one of those films, it sort of does establish it's completely worth it making this film, even that it's not perfect, but it's still a good film. But it's not basically the favorite Wallace and Gromit's film, at least not to me. To me, it's sort of kind of the very bottom next to the shorts. Like, the shorts are really great, but it's sort of a bottom to the Were Rabbit and some of the shorts. Like, it's like the very bottom for me. But it's not terrible, but it's one of those films I probably will not go back watching it because it's not terrible. It's just sort of, I wasn't gelling well, in other words. In fact, if you was a Gromit fan, do you actually enjoy it? If not, this is the first time you're watching Wallace and Gromit. What is your experience? Do you like the sort of set? You did like the characters? Because the claymation it's flawless. It's really good. The imagination, the water effects, the steam, everything just nails claymation. Feels like Armin. And I think the only problem is maybe the pacing and the plot conventions. That's the only issue I really have. Once again, it doesn't ruin the film. It's just part is not the number one favorite Armin fan movie. It's sort of once again that's the only thing I can say. The rest is charming. It also, I did like they make sure Gromit is sort of doubting the machine if it's useful or not useful. He is basically the circ audience of doubting AI, not accepting technology because he's sort of old fashioned for obvious reasons. Because you do live with Wallace, that he is just super lazy making machines because he thinks it's more easier, and you just look at him every time you create a machine, you're like, what's the point? And you get the dynamic, you get his point of view. You also get the point of Feathers, that he just wants vengeance. That even that, spoiler alert, he wins. Not exactly winning, you have to see the film to get it, but it's one of those like it feels empty, and that's sort of a very bold choice of this type of film. You want the villain not to win to make you happy, specifically a family movie, but he wins in a way that feels empty, and you feel great with Wallace and Gromit, and that is a choice. That's sort of surprising. Yeah, I think this is the reason why I kind of enjoy it, because at the very end, it's not the taking vengeance, it's sort of saving your friend of the moment. Living life in the moment. You can't win every single battle kind of situation. And you get it. And they, in my opinion, they pull it off well enough to be good. Because at the very end, the ending could make it a break it up to you because of the pacing and sort of plot convenience once again. But all of that I did enjoy. I did like it. It's that I feel they could do better, or maybe because I'm kind of spoiled because the last One Square film was Were Rabbit. That was really, really good. But other than that, I don't know you, how you felt about it. Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.